Hello, beautiful people. In a world where Jake is currently on vacation, I feel like I get to make these pre-recorded, more longer-term videos out there on some really cool topics, and I'm actually really excited to talk about this one, guys. Something we've actually dabbled on in the past, that being Overwatch League and Call of Duty League investments. I do have a few responses for you guys to share as well, and a general question for all of you guys watching: which would you guys have invested in, or would you bet on for the long-term future? It was actually by a great Watch Time podcast. Hopefully, I remember to link it down below for all of you guys, with NRG co-CEO Andy Miller talking about the longevity of games out there and games that have gone towards the franchise league model. Most notably, we talk about League of Legends. Of course, we go to Overwatch League, Call of Duty League as well. When it comes time for the question, have these leagues been rushed into this model of buying in with tens of millions of dollars, and will these games even survive, making it a very tough proposition for many organizations to choose one or the other, or a couple of the three, maybe some organizations investing into all three, or a lot of these franchise leagues out there. It's a very, very expensive thing, as NRG Andy Miller actually pointed out. Going into Overwatch League with the San Francisco Shock and the Call of Duty League with the NRG Huntsmen or Chicago Huntsmen has been very, very expensive. He himself has talked about hindsight 2020, knowing what he knows now, choosing between the two. He would choose Call of Duty League with the potential, everything they've actually built up with the Huntsmen. I think that's probably the easy outside looking in answer. Everything Hex has done in after he brought in the old Optic boys, and of course the Huntsmen themselves are already one of the most reputable brands in Call of Duty and in esports. What they have done there is actually incredible. So an easy choice for someone like Andy compared to, asking the question of Call of Duty versus Overwatch. So I ask you guys, which one would you choose, and will these games last? Has to be such a tricky proposition for a lot of organizations out there. Here's Andy Miller's 2 cents, and then I'll actually play for you guys a throwback clip of FaZe Banks and his thoughts on franchise leagues as well.
Because I think it was very, very one-sided, and it's getting better. But I think the Overwatch League, we're waiting for Overwatch 2. You nailed it, right? We're waiting for Overwatch 2. They've been trying to do a bunch of different things with hero bands and other fun stuff, and it's fun, but you have a very hardcore audience, and it's amazing, like this audience. So we have a long way to go there, and it's a problem when you've paid a huge amount of money that you're dependent on a game, and this game hasn't proved itself out like Counter-Strike or League or Dota to be something that's going to be here for a long time. So.
Because I guess that's the core difference is, if you buy a baseball team, you can be pretty damn sure that in 50 years from now, baseball is going to be pretty much the same game, and people are still going to want to play it because it's baseball. It's just it's a classic sport. It is what it is. But games tend to have that. That's what I always found so crazy when they were able to sell these teams for that much, is because games generally have a life cycle. You're right. Unless you hit one of the crazy lucky ones like a League of Legends or a Dota. But even I would say Counter-Strike has almost hit a bit of a life cycle issue at the stage where it's at now. But yeah, is that unless you're doing stuff like what Call of Duty does, which is to, number one, dominate the genre by being head and shoulders above everyone else, and then manage to keep on pushing out a new one every single year so it is entirely fresh. It's really hard to kind of maintain your player base, and through that maintain an interest in the esports for that game. But it's so I'm curious. 2020 hindsight, do you reckon do the Overwatch League again, or would you probably just more stick to Call of Duty League?
If it was now, when I didn't have, and I have, NRG, which is in the last year become amazing, and we have Huntsman, I would probably not do it. Not to make headlines, but only because there's a lot of money to be spent now in 2 places at the same time, Call of Duty and Overwatch, right? And they're both going through growing pains, and they're both trying to figure it out. And if I had to bet on something, because I have this incredibly unique position where we are, dominant skin sales, dominant attendance, dominant viewership. We have Hector, we have Scump, there's a history, and the game is fresh, and it's in the United States, at least, it's a cultural phenomenon. Like I can tell you, most of the players on the Kings, they call up, they're like, hey, you think I can get in like a Warzone thing with Formal and Scump, like every day, because they all play it. They're not calling up mostly and saying, can I play Overwatch with Sinatra? And we've seen with the game, we're waiting. It's a bet right now. It's a bet to figure out the right model, figure out how to survive in this pandemic without events.
I'm excited. I'm watching
I'll
all
tell
of
you
it.
right
Yo,
now. I'll
like
tell you all right
the,
now. Nowhere.
The
It's
pricing, like
isn't even the worst of it. Now what they're doing is they're organizing and structuring leagues within just one singular game, and they're making people pay $30 million for a spot in the league.
yeah.
What?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So to
For,
make
like,
a return on that, what they're trying to do is they're trying to imitate what the NFL is
like
doing.
NFL, NBA.
But
like
why,
you have teams.
But why it will never work is because gaming is it's an umbrella thing, right? And if you're a gamer, you could be a gamer and only play League of Legends. You could be a gamer and only play Fortnite.
I'm a gamer and only play Tetris 99.
Exactly.
I've been watching you
I was
play
gonna
that
say
shit.
I was going to say the same. Everyone's a gamer. That's the first thing. And and it's like games, like I said, they pop off and then they fall off. That's just what it is. So to spend $30 million on a league spot and to look at getting a return on that in 10 years,
None of these games are going to be around in 10 years.
flushing.
The only
Dude,
thing that
what do
has
you
been
mean?
is
None
like
of these
Call
games
of
are gonna be
Duty,
around.
but like
We could be all living in a simulation in 10 years from 2019 is going to be
If you guys want my, you know what? I'm probably drinking a seltzer on vacation right now. I'll risk it for the biscuit. I'll give you guys my answer. If I was in Andy Miller's shoes, I would say Call of Duty. When I look towards a franchise of a game out there, Call of Duty is everlasting. He does bring up a great point, though. You can have bad games. Like currently he does state Overwatch is maybe not a franchise game. They are eagerly awaiting Overwatch 2, which could be a better franchise game. And it's tricky because when you look at Call of Duty titles, you can have really good ones and you can have really bad ones. I would say Modern Warfare, though, overall, as the game itself, Warzone was a great addition, but the actual competitive game that pros are playing was one of the most broken titles, and a lot of Call of Duty pros, Scump included, calling it the worst title of all time. And I would say the franchise league still did pretty decent, you know? So I don't know. If I choose between Overwatch and Call of Duty, I'm gonna go Call of Duty, but I'm biased as heck. What do you guys think? And if I were to ask you guys one last question, I apologize, okay? Let me ask from time to time, if there is one game out there you think will last a lifetime, what is that game? I think I know your answer. Maybe I don't, huh? Until next time, drink that water, drink that coffee. I'll see you guys back here all vacation long. I pre-record a lot of videos for all of you, and I hope you enjoy the content. Until then, though, take care. I'll see you guys back here sometime soon.